I wanted to start a little bit with the basic, especially what you told today about the mind. And so what is the mind in your understanding, and how does it impact our experience, also external experience?
Sure. Mind, as we define it, is like basically a remembrance and an anticipation machine. And in order to truly experience life, we need to go beyond just the past and the future. We need to go to the present moment, and being entangled in the mind, you really are not alive. Not alive to the smile of your partner, to the joy of your child, to the attention that you need to bring to the problems that you're handling, or to the creativity that needs to come up for whatever you're doing in life. You need to go beyond the ordinary, repetitive mind into experiencing the power of consciousness. Consciousness is immense, it is powerful. And those who have those experiences in consciousness have, those who have gone beyond that mind, have a totally different experience of life. I mean, for those who are listening, and even for the people who are going to read, there is a nagging meaninglessness, there is a boredom that is coloring every aspect of life. You do something very nice and then you ask this question, is this all? Or you achieve something and then you ask this, is there something more to life? Or you say win a legal case which you have been fighting for a very long time. You win it, you're happy, you're joyful, but then it goes away. And then this question, is this all to life, or is there something more to life? Mind is that element that constantly keeps you away from reality. And when you're not alive to reality as it is, you're not alive to this very moment, because you're not alive, that is why that question arises, is this all to life? Because being engulfed by the mind, to be totally present to one moment is not happening. And that is what humanity has been longing. And unfortunately, they've deviated from actually trying to get to that moment, to believing that more success, more wealth, many relationships is going to keep them fulfilled. And that never happens. And then you believe something is wrong with your life and go about changing your life. I'm not against external comfort. I'm not against luxury. I'm not against anything external. But what I'm saying is, what you're longing for is much more than just this. What individuals are longing for is a complete experience of life, which is not possible when you're living within the mind. You can say that mind is responsible for so much of progress that we are seeing in life. I mean, we have progressed so much in life. Yes, definitely, it has solved a lot of problems. It's trying to find solutions to various crises. But you can't use that mind to enjoy a nourishing relationship. You cannot use that mind to enjoy this moment, this very moment, completely and fully. That is what do you call, a wrong thing that humanity is doing.
How did it come to this mistake? Why is it happening?
There are so many reasons as to why we can say this has happened this way. See, when everything in this world goes through moments of hunger, there is hunger for sure, but then it moves to moments of satiation. There is a movement always, everything in the universe. If you take anything for that matter, the lions are not perpetually hungry, the goats are not perpetually hungry. There is a movement, there is an oscillation happening all the time. except for the human mind. It has gone into the groove of more, 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 more. It has gone into that space of hunger, and it doesn't know what it is to feel full, what is satiation. It just has lost the ability. We can say it is like a disease, which has started somewhere, and then fueled by media, and today fueled by social media. It is kind of leading the human mind into abnormal levels of hunger. And unless until we as humanity take a pause and recognize what is important for us in our lives, what are we truly seeking for, what am I looking for, if we pause, if we begin to pause and ask a few questions, probably that hunger, that obsession, that hungry, obsessive mind can become a little slower, and more intelligent actions would emerge. You wouldn't destroy something to create something else. You wouldn't do that. But that is what is happening right now.
Would you say that this disease increased in due course of time? Was there historically some situation when it was not like this?
Historically, I think people were, very ancient times, people were more connected with nature, more connected with the divine, not as an idea, not as but just to see the divine, the sacred being present in all life. That was a part of the early existence of humanity. Somewhere down the line, they've lost it, and if you're not aware of it, it is like a juggernaut. It moves forcefully. Unless until you consciously bring attention and pause, it keeps rolling. That is what is happening today.
Would you say, you mentioned already the divine, would you say that it also has something to do with man turning away from the divine? Losing contact, disconnect?
Yeah, to begin seeing life more materialistically, to see life more as blocks of matter, to see life more as birth and death, not knowing that it is much more than that. There is divinity that exists, there is intelligence that exists. Once you bring sacredness back to life, then this will go away. Once you're able to move into a space of having that profound connection with the divine, feeling the sacredness, feeling the universal intelligence, this obsessive hunger, this obsessive mad rush, that will definitely come down.
Unfortunately, we see that this sacredness decreases in society. Yeah.
It has become more dry, it has become more seeing things as matter, being materialistic.
Yes.
But there is a very beautiful experience that is possible when you connect to the sacredness in life, to the divine in life. Then what happens is you begin to see more experiences of the divine, more miracles, more synchronicities. You feel you are held, you feel supported, you are loved, you are cared. Otherwise you're living like a beggar. Constantly longing and longing, feeling it is not enough, it is not enough. This much of love is not enough, this much of wealth is not enough. You're not creating anything from a place of fulfillment. It is only a place of lack. Being a beggar of love, you're entering into relationships, and then you feel it is not there. So that is being the ongoing saga of life now.
There are many people nowadays in the spiritual field telling that we enter a new age of difference, like the Aquarius age, and that also astrological wise different planets now are in this position. Would you agree that there may come a change pretty soon in the general consciousness?
What I can definitely say is we are positively working towards it. We are focused on our vision of creating 80,000 enlightened beings and thereby creating a phase transition in humanity's consciousness. And we are very focused on it. And there are millions of people on this path at some level, not at the highest level yet, But there are millions of people who are following this path, who believe and who know that awakening and enlightenment is possible, and they are progressing towards it.
Mm-hmm. And like you, there are also many other movements
Absolutely.
and people who are working on this.
Absolutely.
On this
scale.
Awakening.
Yeah.
So I have some hope, hopefully.
We need it. We can say humanity is at a crossroads.
Mm-hmm.
On one side of the road is crisis, conflict, political, economical, war, climate-wise, environmental-wise. Everywhere, every form there is a crisis. We can take that road.
Mm.
Or the other side of the fork is harmony and order that can sit in ourselves, sit within our families, sit in nations, communities, and the world. And we see that the first fork, the first road, it is, the underlying current is self-centricity and separation and division. And in the other road of harmony, it is connection and oneness. So we believe in transforming humanity's consciousness by working on individuals, but across the globe, across different races, different culture, different religion. Because what we're talking is not religion, but spirituality.
So when we have now defined a little bit the mind and the problem with the mind, so how do we deal with the mind in order to come beyond of it and to enter this other stage of consciousness, which you called Sakshi Bhav? So
Yes, awakens consciousness. See, we lead in our journeys, a deeper journey. What we had was just a glimpse. In deeper journeys, we lead people through wisdom, meditations, deep mystical processes, dikshas, and also the limitless field, which will be a transfer of state. So it's like a build that happens that leads you to a awakened state, is like the crowning glory. So, but it is many realizations, a lot of wisdom, a lot of healing that happens, building to having that experience of awakening. And what was your first part of the question?
How to deal with the mind in order to get beyond of it.
Even for those who are not going to be part of any of our deeper journeys, I mean, I definitely would recommend, but if you're not also, but first way to start is to pause. We are reeling under the grip of mind, and that has to stop. So do a sadhana, do a meditation. I would recommend either the soul sync meditation, because it allows you to calm, pause. You become more conscious, you feel more expanded, you feel more connected to the universe. I think that I would highly recommend the soul sync meditation to start with. It's available online, and we can send you the link for you to kind of pass it on to the audience. That pausing has to happen. If that pausing doesn't happen, it will continue. The reeling would continue.
So what is this Sakshi Bhav?
Sakshi Bhava is one of an awakened state. There are many awakened states of consciousness. You could experience bliss, a complete silence. Silence, when I say, is not the lack of noise, but internally you feel still like a lake. And or it could be a powerful union with the divine. Sakshi Bhava particularly is a state of witness consciousness that emerges. Awareness can happen at two levels. One is where you're consciously becoming aware of your every experience, that is your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings. You consciously move it. That's a place to start for sure. When you're talking about Sakshi Bhava is a witnessing consciousness that emerges, and where there is a distinct seeing of every arising in your consciousness. So it is not a conscious effort, but it is a state. It is a state that emerges, allowing you to have a distance between you and what is emerging in your consciousness, and to see it very clearly. And when you are in that state, it could be joy, it could be anything, any experience, but you're not entangled in it. And every experience is very beautiful. Every experience is incredibly blissful, no matter what is arising.
Also, like feelings like sadness also?
Yes, I mean, to see a sad thought arise or see a lonely thought arise, but you're not entangled in that thought, in that state. And in that seeing, no matter what it is, there is bliss.
And why is this bliss there? Where does it come from? What is the source of the bliss?
The nature of life is bliss. Ancients described this universe as Sat, Chit, Ananda. That's its existence, it is intelligence, and it is bliss. That is the nature of this universe. So when your mind is quiet, you tune into the nature of the universe, and then there is bliss.
So it's just coming back to the natural state.
Absolutely.
That's basically how we are built, or
how we are supposed to live.
It's too sad, no, that we lost this.
But we see people getting back to it. Even in the hall, I know a few people who are living in that state of powerful witness consciousness, or they're also in a state of like an unperturbed calm, like just not perturbed with anything that is arising outside. They are in that state.
Would you say it's possible to keep this state continuously?
There is no permanent state, but even if suffering does arise, it's so effortless to walk out of it. You're not used to it. It's not part of your DNA, your memory, your cells. No. So you're cleansed that way. So it's very easy, effortless to walk out of it. Okay, to see this is life and get back to life.
Yes.
And that is when intelligence flowers. That is when relationship would flower. That is when wealth would flower. Because being entangled within oneself, in suffering, in pain, you're lost. And being lost, you cause more suffering, more pain to others around. That has to change.
I was recently sick. I had corona, and I was surprised how easy I went through.
Beautiful.
Also, my body was really sick, but somehow my consciousness was peaceful.
Okay.
I thought, okay, I had made some progress in my spiritual life because I was not so much worried.
Beautiful. Because worry again destroys the immune system. Worry is going to create a ruckus in the way the immune system is functioning. You're not helping the system in worry. You're not helping the system in regret. Either the relationship or the body or life. You're not helping it. That's what we're trying to make people understand. Like your worry, your regret, your guilt, your sadness is causing more. It is destroying more of it.
Yes. And it has impact on the physical body, no?
Absolutely. Because the amount of stress chemicals that gets released in the body and the amount of, it's like brain is floating in toxins and you want to be intelligent and creative. How does that go and happen? It wouldn't happen. So the cleansing has to happen, the detoxification of these toxins have to happen, and it should not also produce more. So the learning has to happen. You have to learn to live in a beautiful state. You have to live in an awakened state. That has to become part of life. Unfortunately, we focus so much on the external world in time to create the external world and fix the external world.
Yes.
You could do best that. You could do that very well, only if you fix your internal world. Strategy, skills, learning, knowledge, it helps to one extent. I'm not saying it's a waste. It definitely helps to one extent. But unless until you fix your inner world, it's the same pattern of life repeating again and again.
I have one question then, what I'm personally interested, because I'm practicing bhakti yoga.
Beautiful.
And I'm like very much Krishna.
Wonderful.
So what is your understanding of Krishna, of the god Krishna, or how do you relate to this Indian pantheon of gods and goddesses?
In Hinduism, every aspect of life is God. They never took away divinity from life. Everything was God. Wealth was God, health is God, love is God. So every aspect of life is God. So to separate and believe that God exists separately is not an Indian Hindu way of thinking. And they personified the gods so that we could relate to those gods and then feel the energy of those gods, or do dharana on those gods. Like if you're doing dharana on Rama, to be that person would be a loving son, a wonderful husband. That is the dharana. That is, you're embodying the essence of that God.
Dharana, what is it?
Dharana is you meditate on the essence of the being. You meditate on sun, you can do dharana on the sun. It is like embodying the power and the strength of the sun. Or you can do dharana on Hanuman, you embody the courage of Hanuman. You can do dharana on, you can meditate on the essence of Rama. You embody that being of Rama. And that is how Hinduism is. So the gods and goddesses are various experiences of the universe, and every experience in the universe is sacred. Krishna as well. My grandmother was a very, very great devotee of Krishna. I mean, we as a family have heard so much about how much she's prayed to Krishna, and how much of our prayers have been answered from Krishna.
Okay, then.
Thank you very much. It's so beautiful that we could connect, and I'm so glad that you could come. And we can keep going in this. We can do as many as you want, if it's online. Yes.
Okay. Good. Thank you very much.
Wonderful.
And